All right, so this is going to be a trade recap for Friday, October 10th. And if you know, big headlines Friday, October 10th, a massive market crash happened because Trump tweeted about tariffs and China, and market started reacting super negatively and started just absolutely tanking. I did take a trade right before the market tanked. I got a trade set up, and after me explaining, you'll be able to see the trade setup. And after the trade setup, I do have a part where I showed just my reaction to when the market was tanking. But in terms of the trade setup, right, what I was looking for Friday, market opened, went to the 5-minute chart, marked out the 5-minute highs and then the 5-minute lows. And if you watch me trade, you know that's my strategy. So I marked out those levels. Price pushed up to the 5-minute high. So it broke out of that 5-minute high and then failed to continue, right? So what ended up happening, sellers stepped in aggressively, right, back into that 5-minute range. They left an imbalance inside that 5-minute range. That was my cue to go short, right? Now I understood there was a couple things that kind of like I didn't like about the trade. I didn't like the fact that VWAP was right there. We had VWAP, we had the 200. You know, I was still willing to take the trade. So I ended up taking the trade. And I took the trade as soon as we broke back into that 5-minute range. That you'll see that 1-minute imbalance. And then you'll see me put a limit order right inside that 1-minute imbalance. That was my entry. You know, it went through some chop. Was showing me signs that it wanted to go for those lows. And pretty much chopped around a little bit, but ended up, you know, sellers took over, went to my take profit. We took profit, and overall, it was a good trade. You know, I don't regret taking that trade. The setup was there. You know, I can't really get mad at myself. You know, I took the setup. And, you know, obviously I'm not mad at myself. The trade worked out, and it was a good trade. What I mean by that is the only way, and I said this kind of in the video, I don't know if it's in the clip, but right, the only way that I can walk into a trading day and it could turn out to be a bad day for me is if I don't follow my setup. As long as I follow my trading plan, it is a good day, regardless if I make money or lose money. As long as I follow my plan, it's a good day, right? If I break my rules and I make money, guess what? It's a bad day because I broke my rules. And I know the market. I know it'll take it away from you. If you break your rules, right, you can make money, but the market's going to take it away from you if you keep doing that over and over again. It's going to hurt you long term. So I'm very strict about following my rules. That being said, I don't want to keep this video long because, you know, you'll be able to see the trade, me taking the trade live. You can kind of skip through some parts. I kind of put the whole trade in there. So other than that, yeah, that's pretty much the trade recap. Awesome Friday. I also, another thing before I end. In the very end of the video, you'll see me react to that market crash. And in there, I explain that's why it's important to have stop losses. Make sure to have a stop loss in place. Because something like that kind of crash is what blows your account, is what takes you out of the game completely. Right? You have to have a stop loss, accept the risk, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So it'll cut to that video next of me taking the trade live. Other than that, see you till next time. Peace out. All right, there's the entry. We do got gaps to the upside. Kind of targeting maybe this like low down here. So that would be kind of a 1-to-1 trade. 1-to-1. Expecting possibly back into the range. Kind of took it off this very tiny gap. Got some imbalances to the upside. hoping that this thing could roll over kind of for that low down there before it rips back up for that all-time high. Now, this is a lower quality. Obviously, we're bouncing off VWAP to 200, so we do have a lot of support down here. So that's why I'm saying it's a lower quality. It has to get through VWAP, and really sellers have to start to step in and push it through that 200 and the VWAP. So, but at the same time, we do got a lot of imbalances to the upside, right? Bearish imbalances. So I'm thinking it could, like, I'm willing to take the trade, right? Just because it's a little bit lower quality, a little bit lighter size, but I'm willing to do it. Willing to try it out just for it to one-to-one quick. If it wasn't for that VWAP in the 200s supporting it right there, it would look a lot better. But we need a lot of sellers to step in and really move this thing down. We got news, so hopefully I can get out of this before news. Did I put my stop in? I gotta make sure I have my stop in. Nope, I don't. Wow. All right, stop is obviously above the highs is my stop. So we'll see. I think we could potentially, we took out those highs. Now we're going for maybe a next level of, you know, liquidity. So taking out those highs, we could take out the lows before we start moving back up again. That's kind of my idea, is hoping that price pushes down and takes out the lows. News is at 10 a.m. News is in like 6 minutes. So hopefully this thing can start dumping before news comes out. That would be my ideal thing. So sellers trying to step in here. We're at VWAP. Question is, can they push it through VWAP? Sellers stepping in aggressively. I like to see that. Every time buyers step in, sellers take over really aggressively. So I think looks like we want to go for that low, to be honest with you. The way price is moving, looks like it wants to go for that low over there. See, we just got to break through VWAP. Once we can get through VWAP in the 200, we're looking pretty good. It's not petroleum news. We got... What do you mean petroleum news? Oh, it is petroleum. You're right. It is petroleum. I didn't even notice. Oh, that's not petroleum. It's prelim. Bro, I can't read. It's prelim. I think it'll have an effect on the market. Prelims have an effect. But you made me read it as petroleum. All right, NASDAQ. It's starting to get a little more volatile. So it looks like this news could affect the way price starting to move right before news comes out. Starting to get a little more volatile. And we got to keep this as kind of support. And I'd see it. This has to hold as, resistance. Has to kind of hold as resistance and start rejecting off this. And kind of making a new lower high. Right? We got a bearish gap right there too. So price does have a lot of things to get through at the same time to go to the upside. Right? We got this resistance, got this bearish, but bouncing off of VWAP, which is that's the only thing that kind of makes this a lower quality, is having to get through VWAP in the 200 is going to be very difficult, and I understand that. So I understand the risk of it potentially bouncing there, which it tried to bounce there. You see it tried to bounce. Question is, can sellers really step in aggressive enough to push it through? What type of news affects the market? Typically yellow and red folder, or orange. Orange and red folder news on Forex Factory will typically have an effect on the market. I'm I'm still bullish. Yeah, I mean, overall, it could, I mean, we got highs up there, right? We got all-time highs. I figured it could push, it could take out the lows before it rips to those highs again. We already took out pre-market highs and kind of ripped below. We're still below that level of pre-market highs. We're right below pre-market high level, so we'll see. This thing could rip to the upside. I mean, I understand that. I understand the risk I'm taking while taking this trade. Two minutes till news. Maybe a rule I need to make for myself is not to short into VWAP. I don't know. It's like, I know it's a lower quality or stay out of it. I don't know. I size down, but at the same time, is it worth taking even on smaller size if it's a lower quality setup? I don't know. Now this thing's trying to... Yeah, I went short. I'm short. Five seconds till news. 5, 4, 3, 2. Getting some volatility stepping in here. Pretty volatile. Looks like this thing wants to rip to the upside. Bummer. We'll see. Got my stop in just in case. It is what it is. But, come on, sellers. Come on. Buyers having trouble here. Buyers having trouble. As long as we keep it below this imbalance here, we're looking pretty good. Once we start inversing this gap, it starts to look pretty ugly. So far, still getting a rejection. There's that rejection. We got to keep it going, keep it dumping. No, it did have a little bit of an impact. It did move. You could see when news comes out and it gets like starts getting volatile. You could see it's having an impact, but. Oh my God. Oh my. Oh. All right, let's get through VWAP. There it is. Boom. Boom, baby. Keep it pushing. Don't bounce here. Do not. Do not bounce here. I repeat, do not bounce here. You better not bounce here. Bruh. 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 Oh gosh, it better not sweep these lows and run. Trying to hold VWAP. We're right below VWAP. Right, like in between VWAP and the 200. Right in the middle. Ah, you son of a... News was prelims. You're kidding me, man. Sellers are coming in pretty aggressive. I gotta say that. Sellers are very aggressive here. So as long as we could stay aggressive, we're looking pretty good. Every little push up gets sold off immediately. So we're looking good. As long as nothing changes here. Come on, dump it. Dump it. Dump it. Ugh. Dump it, dump it, dump it, dump it. Dump it. You son of a gun. You son. I'm on Ninja Trader using Rhythmic and Tradeovate. Alright, come on. You can't do it. You can't do it. We're going down. We're going down, down, baby. Down, down, baby. Ready to love it. First time we're taking the same trade. Dump it for me. Hurry up. Hurry up. Bruh. Dump it. Hurry. Oh my gosh. Every time he gets to view up. This is exactly why, like, I hate buying, I hate shorting or buying, like, near view up. Chop happens. When we're far away from view up and I get a setup, amazing, right? Straight to target, no problems. When I get this kind of crap, you get just bouncing around view up because obviously buyers try to step in, sellers try to take over, and you get this chop near view up. It's the volume weighted average price, so it's like a pretty balanced price area, so it tends to move sideways until one direction takes over, right? Until bears or bulls take over. Bears are trying to take over. I mean, they're fighting for it. Fighting for it. Fighting for it. Who's gonna give up first? Who's gonna give up? Who's gonna give up? Ugh, come on. Anxiety. I think it's gonna drop. I really do. The way this price is moving, I think it's gonna drop. Drop it. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Oh my god. We had such a nice push down. It couldn't push a little bit lower. Got so close to my market's starting to shift. I mean, we're getting higher lows, right? High, higher low, potentially another higher low here if it fills this imbalance here and starts dumping, or not, and it starts ripping and it tears my face off. New to futures trading. I'm liking option trading for years. Yeah, I used to trade options until I moved to futures. Now I'm a futures. Especially with prop firms, there's so much opportunity in futures with prop firms and everything. So, yeah, baby. Higher low, higher low. As long as we keep dumping it, we got to get through that freaking view op. Ugh. Damn. Just went long? Well, we'll see. We shall see. Yeah, that's another thing. It's all-time highs. I do believe it'll rip to the upside. I just think it'll take out those lows before it rips to the... Or at least what I'm hoping is it takes out those lows before it does rip back to the upside. That's what I was hoping for. Because you're at work? I'm done. Went long 5 minutes after a market open. Yeah, as long as you follow your strategy. If you took a trade and you made money and you didn't have any strategy, well, it don't really matter at the end because you're gonna lose that money. But if you had a strategy and you went long and it worked out, that's awesome. Could definitely be happy about that. Like I said, the only way I could really be mad today is if I don't follow my strategies. If I break my rules, start over trading, start being stupid. It's the only way it could be a bad day. Like, having a losing trade doesn't mean it's a bad day. It just mean the system didn't work today. Strategy didn't work today. So, it is what it is. And I will, like, if this doesn't work out, I will look at what I could have done, you know, differently. What I could have done to maybe stay out of the trade. Paying attention. I mean, we are bouncing off view ops, so that is a thing why I sized down a little bit. Maybe I should, you know, not have taken the trade at all if we're doing that. So we'll see. When one thinks a move is obvious, just do the opposite. Yeah, sometimes that's the thing. It's like, yeah, I could sit here and say, oh, it's obviously there's a view op, it's bouncing off view op, it's gonna go up, right? Doesn't mean that all the time, right? How many people are taking longs right now thinking that this is gonna rip to the upside and then it ends up dropping all the way, you know, down? I mean, we are getting, you know, we are getting lower, like the structure you see is changing, right? We're getting a high, lower, potentially, if this starts rejecting, see, we keep getting lower highs, which is a good sign. Which is a very good sign that it's bearish. I'm not gonna get too happy yet until it really starts breaking view up, because it could just bounce here again. This happened already where we got a massive sell-off and then they pushed it back up. Once it starts breaking that gold line and starts holding, then I'm gonna start getting excited. But you know, it's looking good. Another lower high, right? Another lower high, another lower high. So sellers are really being aggressive, and you can kind of see that when you watch price action. You can kind of see sellers being pretty aggressive. Every time it pushes up a little bit, sellers take over, right? And you can kind of see the movement of the candle, how when the candle pushes up, it gets a big pump back down. So you can kind of see that if you watch the candles. See that? Little push up and then right back down. See that? Buyers step in and immediately it switches from green to red. It's a good sign when I see that. I hate seeing that when it's going against me, but when it's going for me, that's a good sign. Like, buyers push it up and immediately sellers take over very aggressively. Alright, we're below view op. At this point, we're below view op now. Starting to look ugly for the bulls. A lot of bulls are getting scared. They're getting scared. They're like, oh shit. They're pounding their desks. Papers are flying. They're exiting their positions. Bears are taking over. It's getting ugly. The bulls are getting stopped out. Oh no, it's a bad Friday for them. The market is tanking. We're going lower. Oh no. Oh no. All right. So we're literally almost at all-time highs. This candle almost took out all-time highs. So I'll mark it out on the chart. 25,000. Oh, we're dropping. Whoever's in that trade still. Hopefully there's all-time highs up there. I marked it out. Holy dumparooski. Whoa, it's the end of the world. The end is near. What is going on? Bro, who broke the market? What's happening? Holy crap. I wish I had a runner. Wow. Someone broke the market. We're dropping. Is there a war going on? Did Trump announce World War III? What the hell just happened? Bro, we're getting super volatile. Bro, did somebody tweet something? I gotta put a TV with like news right there, just in case. Look at that crap. Holy crap, we're going down. Wow, I wish I had a runner. Dang it. Bro, if I had a runner at all time, if I had a runner at the very top, I would be up a crazy amount right now. Warren Buffett sold, yeah. Dang. That is wild. Wild. All right. Trying to see if there's any news or this was just like... Yeah, you can't really do that though. I know I say like... all you could do is have a plan. That's all you could do is have a... Holy crap, it's still going! What is going on? Bro! All you could do is follow your plan. Now, if you had a plan where you leave a runner, there is no, like, I don't know, man. How could you have predicted this? You cannot have predicted that. And this is also why you have a stop loss. This is a perfect example for somebody in a long why you have a stop loss. Always have a stop loss. That is like a holy thing in trading. Just imagine if somebody was in a long position, right? Say somebody was in a long position, and they did not have a stop below these lows right here, right? If they didn't have a stop loss and this thing tanked, at this point in price, they're like, oh crap, I'm gonna stop out. This thing's gonna push a little bit higher and I'm gonna stop out. Guess what? Nada. And this thing tanks. No stop loss, blown account. You have to have a stop loss. Worst case scenario, something like this, you probably will get slipped, right? If you have a stop loss, you may get slipped, you may get a worse fill, but like, at least you don't blow your account by not having a stop loss. So please, this is a perfect example for people why you should have a stop loss. Look at this graph. It's still dropping. Holy, still making lower lows. Bro, what is going on? Can somebody please tell me? Did Trump tweet something?